Hey guys, and welcome back to another brand new Jujutsu Kaisen video. And yes, this is my first ever official leak video that is related to the latest chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen manga. And yes, unfortunately I am not caught up yet, so I can't really give any much of input for this particular chapter. But hold on, I am halfway through. I have started the manga version of Shibuya arc literally earlier. Since the leaks for chapter 237 is already out, I'm going to be covering it in this particular chapter. Unfortunately, there's not going to be any type of input from me because I can't really say anything about stuff that I'm not really that much knowledgeable about. But yeah, let's start off with the title of the chapter itself. Chapter 237. Shinjuku Battlefield Part 14. First of all, this is the editor's comment at the beginning of the chapter. Battle versus the strongest. Thunder God Kashimo entered the ring. And yes, it's no longer the battle of strongest with an S anymore. It's now only battle against the strongest from now. I'm not going to be showing you guys the leak panel itself or else I'm going to get copyright strike. So I'm just going to be giving you guys the context of the chapter itself. So the first panel basically shows Kashimo entering the battlefield and one more player joins the battlefield standing aloof on a massive lump of ice. And it is none other than I-Star Uraume. But someone else also arrived there, and it is the one and only Hakari Kinji. He challenges Uraume and he says that he made a promise, so he can't let Uraume live. So Hakari opens his domain and Uraume activates ice formation against him. Even though Hakari's domain captured Uraume in it, the boulder of ice continued to fall and it suddenly evaporates, and Kashimo notices that all that stuff was to deliver something to Sukuna, and that is the cursed weapon which Yorozu constructed in exchange for a binding vow of death. Cursed tool Kamutoke. Sukuna launches an electric attack on Kashimo with his cursed weapon and says, "Good old times." But coincidentally, Kashimo's cursed energy has made him resistant to electricity. And then Kashimo questions Sukuna with, "Did you become the strongest? Or were you born as the strongest?" Alright, I would like to put my input in here. What in the Geto Suguru quote is this? This is a literal rip-off of the "Are you the strongest because you are Gojo Satoru?" or "Are you Gojo Satoru because you are the strongest, man?" This is the literal rip-off from that particular quote itself. Even Mia says Kashimo thinks he's Geto. Next up, Sukuna replies that he don't know because he was an unwanted child. Kashimo asks how did Sukuna interact with others without knowing weakness, or how did he show affection or mercy in any way, because Kashimo says he couldn't do so. He saw all other humans as a piece of dirt. Kashimo asks Sukuna to teach him if strength is to be alone and find a place to properly show your powers, or is it the punishment of the strong people? Sukuna calls Kashimo as extravagant and says even Gojo was same. Sukuna taps his head with a weapon and calls upon Kashimo to fight him. And then there we go, Kashimo versus Sukuna begins. Kashimo tries to land a hit on Sukuna using his staff, but Sukuna blocks it with his weapon. Kashimo moves back and activates his curse technique, Genju Kohasaku, which translates to something like Phantom Beast Amber. I'm not sure if this is the first time we actually sees Kashimo's curse technique, because I have no idea who this person actually is because he haven't appeared in the manga yet. Well, at least from the chapter I am right now. But yeah, let's continue. After landing a punch on Sukuna's face, Kashimo loads a brief type of attack and blasts it at Sukuna. Narrator explains that Kashimo's curse technique remakes his body to be able to blast any kind of attack which Kashimo can make from his cursed energy. Kashimo manages to land another punch and his curse technique enhances his agility, and the waves he blasts evaporates anything which gets touched. But Kashimo surpasses human body to make this happen. Thus, once his curse technique ends, Kashimo's body will break. Narrator then begins explaining that Sukuna had a method of reviving his original body only once without using the reverse curse technique, but Sukuna had intentionally halted it. Like, why though? And then for the final panel of the chapter itself, narrator says, the transformation of reincarnation has restarted, and it shows the four-handed Sukuna, the OG Ryomen Sukuna that everyone knows, the king of curses. And this is the editor comments of the end of this chapter: manifestation of true form. No brag next week, OG Sukuna versus Kashimo next week, and no Gojo this chapter, classical Gege. And yeah, those are pretty much it. This is an insane chapter because we actually get to see the OG Sukuna form in this particular chapter. Like, what the hell? Just right after Gojo literally got off in the previous chapter, we are seeing Sukuna back to his original form, man. This is on another level. But yeah, I'm not sure how strong Kashimo is. I guess I need to find out myself. But yeah, those are pretty much it. What do you guys think about this particular chapter itself? No worries, I'll be having a 4 days holiday in the next few days, and I'm pretty sure I'm able to catch up to the latest chapter within like what, 1 day? Because I'm currently at the chapter 80 plus of the manga, so I just need to read somewhere around 100 plus chapters, so I don't think it's going to be a big much of a problem. But yeah, those are pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you very much Miyamura for the leaks, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye!